Okay, so World Wetlands Day, so it's a celebration of the Ramsar conference that happened back in the day. So pretty much the conference, it made like, what it did is it made awareness that wetlands need to be preserved. So that was like the first movement of trying to preserve wetlands throughout the world. So today at Cerritos Wetlands, we planted coastal sage scrub and one part of settler marsh. And so it's pretty much what they're trying to do is they're trying to plant more so they could be able to open it to the public as well, so they could be able to see the wetland.
Los Cerritos is a wetland that's in the very beginning of restoration. So a lot of people are coming together. They need a lot of hands and volunteers right now to kind of get it up to a place where it once was historically so that it can actually start performing some services that we rely on wetlands to do. There used to be, they say about 90% of the wetlands in Southern California anyways has been converted into urbanized areas. So there's only about 10% of the historical wetland area left here. I absolutely think today's event was successful because we were able to plant 250 plants, and hopefully those plants will thrive and start making a big brush, and then the wetlands can start performing as it's meant to be.
Okay, so I just wanted to help out the environment, and I had no idea that there were wetlands in Long Beach, so it was a complete surprise. And there's this beautiful San Gabriel River down here, and there's these amazing species and plants that are endangered, so we're coming out here to help those species. Yeah, it was my first planting. I've definitely done some planting before, like in my garden, my backyard, but this was more, I guess, in a professional setting because there were a lot of people that knew about like how plant nutrition and like the soil, so they knew like the proper way to plant the sage scrub. And today we created a buffer zone for these plants so that they're protected and they aren't flooded. So that's what we did today.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Even though it was a little bit hot, we were out there having fun. Everyone out there has the same goal and to help restore. So it's really easy to just, even though you're doing a lot of work, you're having fun while you're doing it, and it's for a good cause. So it was really fun today. There's a lot of things that we don't know out there. Being out in nature is always something that people should be a part of, and the fact that we can do our own part to help a habitat here in our own backyard that some people don't know about. There's a lot of endangered species that live out here that they need people like us who volunteer and help pick out trash or plant plants and help in restorations, and we can help local wildlife as much as we can. So one of the endangered species that's very popular is the Belding Savannah sparrow. The Belding Savannah sparrow is an endangered species that uses this habitat to actually build its nest, and it's very specific to here. So as we know that 90% of our wetlands have been destroyed, so the very little that we have left, we want to go ahead and conserve it, because otherwise we don't just destroy wetlands, we destroy animals like the Belding Savannah sparrow that need this to survive.
So SWS is a national society called Society of Wetland Scientists, and pretty much what it is they're trying to promote and preserve wetlands around the world. So we are thinking of having professionals of wetland, like in multiple fields, to be able to come and talk about what they do. We're also thinking of having people talk about the kind of research that they are doing, and also maybe doing like events like today, like going to local wetlands and help on the restoration sites, and also like fun activities. Like we also found out that they do like a kayak event, so I think that would be something fun that we could also do as well. So it's like multiple things.
I think people should join if they have an appreciation for wetlands, and also if they don't know much about wetlands, because the more you learn about wetlands, the more interesting they are. There's all sorts of ecosystems with all sorts of life in them that there's plenty of research going on that you can get involved in, and the more you learn about wetlands, the cooler they become.
I think everyone should join, like whatever major, like business major, like econ, like it doesn't matter. I think that like all majors, it's an inclusive club, so definitely anyone can join. And I'm also a strong believer in if you don't have like enough financial, or like you don't have that much money to give or donate, I think that giving your time is just as important.
So for you to become a member, so obviously you do have to pay a fee to the SWS Society. It is $25 if you are a student, and it is different if you are a non-student. It all depends on your income. But obviously if you are a student, it's just $25, and you could be able to participate in our events and our meetings as well, and you could be able to help us promote wetlands as well. You don't have to sign up for, pay the fee of the $25. You guys could always come to some of our events and meetings, and after coming to our events and meetings and see that you are willing to participate in this student chapter, then that's when we will ask you if you would want to stay, and if so, then you could be able to pay the fee.
Happy World Wetlands!